Good morning, YouTube. Hey, everyone out there in survival land. How you doing? Oh, they're frisky. Oh, look at that. Look at them go. Now, these things ignite really quick. See how quick I just barely touched that. Hey, YouTube. Peter for Kaz here. Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are doing all right. It's been a pretty good weekend here in Michigan. We had a little bit of rain, but for the most part, we've had a lot of sun, and I know a lot of parts in the Midwest have gotten really soaked this weekend. There's been a lot of rain, especially in North and South Dakota, and there's a lot of crisis around the Nebraska power plant. And there's quite a few things that I want to cover tonight, but I hope it's going to be a great video. And just want to start out with the Nebraska nuclear power plant and the flooding that's going on there. It's quite a major deal, and in fact, the berm has collapsed, and I know a lot of you know that. That happened early this morning at about 1:30 this morning, and you know, it just surprises me how our government is just downplaying that. And you know, you can just look at the pictures and the links underneath, and just, you know, it's just amazing. Just that plant is just on the verge of having a major emergency, and our government just keeps downplaying it. And you know, it's at a level 4 emergency right now, and it's very close to going to a number 5. And the thing that I'm really concerned about is all the rain in North and South Dakota that's going to come down through the tributaries of the Mississippi and eventually get to Nebraska as well. I know there's a lot of talk about, you know, the earthquake and the Navy map of the United States, and how the United States is going to be changed forever. And it's kind of scary to look at that, and I just hope to God that everyone is prepared. You know, I'm prepared as best as I possibly can be. And I know in my survival videos I've talked a lot about preparation. And I know there's a lot of preppers out there who are preparing. But I've always said that besides preparing, you've got to go out there and practice. You can have a brand new Cadillac in the driveway, but if you don't have the keys, it doesn't do you any damn good. And the same thing goes for survival. You can have the best pack in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to save your life. Just because you put it on your back and you carry it through the woods doesn't make it a hill of beans at all. And you know, I'm talking about this because this is a could be major crisis knocking on the doorstep. And if you live in this area, Nebraska, you know, Iowa, North, South Dakota, anywhere along the floodplain, you've got to think about, are you going to bug out at some point in time? Are you going to use your emergency escape route at some time? And if you are, have you practiced? And do you know how to use the tools that you have? I can't stress it enough. I talk to people all the time that they say, oh yeah, I've got my bug out bag and this and that. And I ask them, have you gone out into the woods and practiced? No, I haven't. Well, then I'm sorry. But this is a crisis that is on the cusp of turning into a huge emergency. And I know a lot of people are covering it, so I don't have to pound on it too much. But I just hope to God that you guys have practiced, and I just hope to God that you guys are ready for this. Now, here's an interesting topic, shifting gears here. The U.S. Conference of Mayors, they have an annual meeting, and it's been an annual meeting for quite some time now, and I do believe that it's been like 40 years since they've had this meeting, and they had this year's meeting in Baltimore, and this really goes to show you how bad the U.S. economy is, because this U.S. Conference of Mayors is calling for the ending of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and what they're asking for is that the funds that go to the wars be redirected to all the major cities in the United States. Now, they just had their meeting last week, Thursday and Friday, in Baltimore, and they voted overwhelmingly on Monday, this past Monday, not tomorrow, but obviously last week Monday, and they urged the president to do the same by pulling out our troops because the war is so expensive and we need that money here in the United States. I, for one, have made many videos about Detroit and how bad Detroit is really getting. So, yes, I can totally agree. We need those funds here and we need to bring our boys home. It has been just a total failure, these wars. They're illegal, and a lot of our troops are being killed all in the sake of oil profiting. And that's the bottom line. You know, everyone thought we went there for 9/11, but that wasn't even the case. 9/11 has nothing to do with these wars whatsoever. It's just all a policy. Now, I want to end the video on a very, very odd subject here. Home Depot is being accused by the U.S. Justice Department of, how can I say, providing the U.S. government tools that have been made in China and Taiwan. Now, what I mean by that is that there is a law called the Buy American Act, okay? And if you're a company that is selling tools to the United States government, it is very impertinent that most of those tools be made in America. They can also be made in Canada, and there are several other countries that allow use for their materials, and ironically, Israel is one of them. And it seems as though that the U.S. government is accusing Home Depot of giving them tools that were made in either China or Taiwan. Now, this really makes me angry, and the reason why this makes me angry is that they're mad about using these foreign-made tools. Okay, well, my point is this. The U.S. government wasn't pissed at all, and they didn't even bat an eye when they signed the NAFTA agreement. And all our American jobs went overseas. They had no problem with that whatsoever. None. But yet, here it is, Home Depot, an American company, is providing tools that have been made in China and or Taiwan, and Home Depot gets thrown under the bus. I think that is just a crock of crap. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. But here it is again. It's a proof positive thing that our government can do whatever they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, and who gets hurt in the end. But I'll be damned if you cross the government, you're going to get sued, end up in court, going to jail, or even worse.